What's up, guys? This is Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down some of STEFON Diggs' best route running from this week 1 through 3 in the NFL. We're going to be talking about how to stop on a dime, how to sell this stutter go, and then how to run a dig with inside leverage DB, and how you guys can work to restack and give him this move at the top to create some separation, okay? And let's get started. So, guys, and also, if you're a receiver and you want to get better hands, you don't have a quarterback to throw to you, but you still want to improve your hands, check out that link in the description. It says improve your hands in 30 days. Full workout plan to improve your grip strength, hand-eye coordination, overall repetition drills to make you a better pass catcher. Let's get started. So today we're going to be looking at this like kind of post-out concept here where Diggs is able to snap this thing off and get out of it in 2 steps. Okay, it's a very hard thing to do, but we're mainly going to be focusing on the cut and how he's able to drop his hips and how he's able to change direction. So let's watch it full speed again one more time. So he's coming out here, breaks, runs to the inside, snaps it off, and is able to accelerate out and go up and make this play at the top and high point this catch. We're also going to be talking about how to go up and make this catch in double coverage and what are the key points to that and how you guys can improve your catching in those tough situations, in those awkward situations. So when he breaks here to this post, I want you guys to see how he's able to drop right now and where the weight is on his feet. You see how when he snaps this thing off, he's not going heel toe, right? He's able to drop his hips. He's getting into a position where he's maybe parallel, just below parallel. That's where we want to try to get to as a receiver when I drop my hips and when I'm trying to get out of a break. But if I'm coming into a break and I'm nice and tall, but I try to be heavier with my feet, you're just going to drift out of this thing. You've got to make sure that it's your hips that drop you first. Your hips serve as that like anchor. You're dropping an anchor out of a ship to bring yourself to a halt, right? Now your feet play an important role too when you make this cut, because you see how you want to try to keep your feet in an explosive position. You see when Diggs makes this break, he's not on his tippy toes, but he's not on his heels either. He's right in that middle of that foot, the like balls of your feet, or that like inside arch, if you will, so you can push and generate some force and explode out. That's going to help you guys be able to change direction, being able to push and explode out of this break. That's what we got to be able to do to be able to explode and drive out of any kind of cut, right? Let's say you're running like maybe a curl and the same principles apply, or a comeback, and you got to run into this break. You got to be able to snap it off. You got to stay with your feet. We got to stay with the weight on that inside part of your feet and explode off of this thing. That's where we want to try to get to, okay? So make sure that when we're snapping this thing off, we're snapping here, dropping my hips, and the weight stays on the inside part of your feet. Now, when Diggs gets out of this thing, you see how well he's able to run, and he rips that inside arm, so his left arm around him like he's elbowing somebody, right? That's going to get his hips committed to this out. So again, if you guys are running, it doesn't have to be necessarily a post out or whatever kind of route, double move, doesn't necessarily have to be that. Let's say you're just running a normal speed out. Maybe you're running from the slot. It's like a third inside out or third inside step break, and you're breaking this thing off. You want to be able to rip that arm to really force your hips to go back to that 90-degree angle, or to get you just back downhill on this thing so you don't round it off and drift so the quarterback doesn't get this thing to you in the right spot, or we're just like drifting away from the ball, right? So now when this ball comes, we got to go up and high point this thing. Most important thing is that when we go up strong, right? Because we already know that we're going to get this thing ripped. My arms are going to get ripped. They're going to be making a play at my arm. They're going to be trying to knock this thing out. So if I go up high right here and I go up strong and I make sure that my eyes are going straight to this thing, like I'm taking a picture of the ball with my eyes. That's what we want to mainly focus on, okay? Because if you could get to that point where you're always seeing that ball go straight into your hands and then you protect this thing and rip it away, right when you get it, you go up strong. You see how Diggs is staying in his fingers too. That's another key thing, especially on any catch. You're not letting this thing bounce off of your palms. You're going up, you're securing it. Let's put it away because we know we're in traffic, so I can secure this catch. You want to go up strong again and then violent to the tuck. Hold this thing straight down and be able to make this play and secure this catch. Great job by Diggs here going up for this thing. Great job cutting on a dime and accelerating off the break. The correct technique with his steps on this cut. Let's watch it full speed again one more time. So he's coming off here, breaks, snaps it off. Make sure we accelerate out. Let's go up and make this play and pull that thing back. Great job here by Diggs. Okay, so now we're going to be talking about this kind of stutter go right here. Mainly just going to be talking about how he's able to drop his hips in stride and then how he's able to go, right? Now, you can run this stutter go a couple different ways, but I like what Diggs does here because he just gives a quick drop with his hips and he gives a quick drop with his shoulder pads, right? Now, when you're a dangerous route runner like Diggs and you have that ability to be able to break at any time, that's what can sell this thing a lot better for you, and that's what makes you a more dangerous guy on a double move, right? Because if you can make all your routes look the exact same, but you can really give that stutter, you can really give that drop, it's going to be it's real important for you guys to be able to make all your routes look the same, right? So Diggs, he runs a great comeback, probably runs a great stop route, whatever it is. Maybe we've been hitting these guys a couple times with it. Maybe I've been dropping my chest, I've been running out of this thing. That's why it's so important to make all your routes look the exact same. So you see when Diggs is able to get up here, running full speed, drop right now. And you see how he's able to just snap, drop his hips. That's what gets this DB to sit, because again, he's watching my upper half. So if I try to just do this little stutter go and I take just 2 quick steps with my feet, I'm not going to get get him to sit on this thing. But when I drop my hips and I go down hips first, right, and you really sink your pad level, really sink your body, that's what's going to get this guy to stop and try to get him to drive on this thing right now. And that's super important for you guys to get separation on a stutter go. Maybe you work that like kind of come back and go concept that everybody saw Odell work a couple weeks ago. But you got to be able to drop your hips and you got to be able to drop your upper body, because that's what that DB's going to be looking. DB's playing your hips. He's not looking at your feet. So if you could give him that feeling with your pad level and drop, that's what's going to get him to drop. So now when I'm in this situation here, I got to make sure that I at least get some separation for 3 hard steps, right? Depending on where we're at on the field, they're on the 30. So I would assume this is going to be up a little bit quicker, so we can't have my head down forever. That's something that you guys got to understand. But when you keep your head down and really focus on widening the gap with the DB, it makes the quarterback's job a lot easier. Because here's what quarterbacks are taught. This is what I teach my quarterbacks. This is what quarterbacks are taught at the next level. They want to put this thing to a spot. So let's take my drop. Let's make it quick. Quarterbacks aren't going to sit there and wait for you guys to get 80 yards downfield and try to huck it as far as they can, right? In some situations, they got to let plays develop. But and when it's like man coverage and you got to run a stutter go, man coverage, you got to run a fade, you bet your ass that quarterback's just going to pick a spot. If he's been taught this, and if not, you can tell him this, hey man, just pick a spot, let me go run it down. He's going to get it up quick, going to get it up with air. All you got to worry about is beating the DB, widening the gap, so you got separation. You did your job, quarterback did his job, put it right over the shoulder, and then we make this catch. That's a great job here by Bill's offense, great job by Diggs getting separation on this route, and great ball by Allen. Let's watch it again full speed one more time. So see just a little bit of a head fake, little body fake, really try to draw that DB in, make him feel us, and then I'm able to explode upfield. Great job here by Diggs making this play. Okay, so now, number one on this play is that we got to run this dig with inside leverage, right? So now let's not force the inside release and screw up the timing of the route, okay? So this DB's inside leverage. So you see Diggs comes off the line here. You see how he's completely taking this thing away. If we try to force this thing to the inside, he's just going to wall me straight here and not let me get past him, and it's going to be a very physical play. So let's just take the outside release. I'm comfortable with that. Everybody should be comfortable running any route from an outside or an inside release. A lot of people will try to tell you that, oh, you can only do this from this, you could do that from that, you can only do, but I love the one where it's like, oh, you can only run a curl from inside or an outside release. Like that's not correct. You should be able to run any route from any different kind of release. You got to trust your moves at the top of the route and trust your technique at the top of the route, right? Because he could run this dig a couple different ways. So you see how, let's watch it full speed. So you see how he gets out here and he gives that little head fake to the outside, that like triple step break, accelerates, and he worked to restack. Now, another thing that we could do maybe if we're not in the red zone, and you see how Diggs works that kind of shoulder dip right there and chops those hands off, making sure he doesn't have hands. And when he doesn't have hands, that allows you to dip and restack and kind of give him that head fake and kind of play however you want with him. And that sets up an out later in this game, right? Maybe he cuts his split down. Maybe he does the same kind of release. He gets over the top. He throws that head fake to the inside now, and we hit him with an out route. Now, what he could have done in this situation also, and this is something that we work with my guys a lot, if I'm here, maybe he's running hip to hip with me and I'm in open field, maybe I throw him by. Maybe I throw him by at that hip. Maybe I throw him by at that shoulder and I rip back underneath and I accelerate and catch this ball. You got to be able to have a plan at the top of the route, fellas. You got to understand how these DBs are going to be playing you so you can execute that plan. I can't just go out there. It's not just a guessing game. I can't just go out there and guess. Let's make sure that I'm able to, hey, I got a plan for whatever situation he throws at me. He gives me the inside release. Okay, maybe I give him a little lean and then I break, right? Maybe I give him a little lean, hard cut. Ball's going to be right there. I work to restack. I work to force it back outside. He gives me the outside release. I work to restack. I hit him with a 1, 2, 3, head fake to the outside. If he's running hip to hip with me, getting physical, I throw him by. I rip back underneath. You guys got to have a plan. You got to have a reactionary plan in case this DB takes away. Like if I come up to the line, I'm thinking, okay, you got to think like a DB. I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to try to do this. Okay, he takes it away. I got a reactionary plan. I got to be able to go. And it's got to be muscle memory because it happens so fast. You guys can't just go out there and try to react on the fly like this. It comes from having a plan. It comes from being able to react right away, okay? So let's watch this thing full speed again one more time. Well, let's talk about the move at the top of the route. It's kind of tough to see, but you see Diggs 1, 2, 3, and he gives us this subtle, it's tough to see, subtle head fake to the outside, right? When you work to restack and you guys can give a head fake in whichever direction, it's almost like you can play with that DB however you want if he's not able to have hands, right? Because he's watching your torso. So if you give him that fake with your torso to the outside, that's just going to get him to lean, and that's what I can do to accelerate back to the inside, okay? Okay, so this is a great job. Let's watch it again full speed one more time. So he's coming off here, bursts up to the outside, 1, 2, 3, gives him that head fake. Make sure we accelerate. Great job here by Diggs, getting the separation on that dig with an inside leverage DB. All right, guys, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions at all, please leave those in the comments. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And again, if you guys want to improve your hands, you want to be a better pass catcher, and you don't have a quarterback to throw you the ball, check out that link in the description. It says improve your hands in 30 days. I'll see you guys next time.